Welcome to OCD Clarity. My name is Luc, and today I want to discuss what me got better from sensorimotor OCD, also known as somatic OCD, breathing OCD, or hyperawareness. So, when you have somatic OCD or sensorimotor OCD, you have a kind of fixation on your breathing, heartbeat, saliva, blinking, swallowing, but it can also be ringing of the ears or bladder function. You need to see it as all automatic processes or processes in the body it can latch onto, and we call it the theme around all this kind of hyper awarenesses or fixations is sensorimotor OCD or hyper awareness OCD. So if you saw my full story with OCD, generalized anxiety disorder and depression, you know that it was one of my main themes. And I really struggled with it. I really struggled with it. And I thought I couldn't recover. I really thought it. And this is because it was, when it latched, it was 2019. And with a lot of effort, I could find some videos about sensorimotor OCD, but none of people who recovered from it with a clear explanation of how they did it. So I only came across videos from guys and girls who had it, and one, or they couldn't recover, and second, people who recovered just eating a different diet or believed in God and now everything was fine. But yeah, hardly or none existing videos or information that helped me in the right direction. So when it latched in begin 2019, my God, I was panicked 100%. My anxiety was through the roof. And what I was experiencing is I had a really breakdown of everything. So my anxiety was exploded. And a few days later, OCD, everything came together. You know, OCD really latched, and I never experienced this before in this manner. And it latched onto my breathing. So because I was so anxious, and I was feeling like I would explode because I would have so much anxiety, constant panic attacks. I became aware of my breathing, and then OCD latched, and the rest is history. So it latched on breathing, and I became aware of my breathing every in and exhale, and I became very scared of my breathing itself. So people who have sensorimotor OCD know exactly what I'm talking about. And I became so scared that there formed a fixation on my breathing. So I couldn't stop thinking, ruminate, and I couldn't stop feeling the breath. And because you're hyper aware of this feeling, you see the world throughout this feeling. So first you have the feeling and then you have the world. And this is really, really scary. Was really, really scary. So I couldn't believe how I was feeling. So I was 100% anxious, panic attacks constantly, and I had a hyperfixation on my breathing. So I came back from a business trip and I directly got to the doctor, and I talked about it with some people. But the people, including the doctor, they didn't understand what I was saying. So I said, I can't stop thinking about my breathing. People say, what are you saying, Luc? Everybody breathes. Okay, but I can't stop thinking about my breathing. I can't stop feeling the breath in and out constantly. So you need to think that at that point, the anxiety, I was feeling hopeless, and it became more hopeless every week, because I said to the doctor, I really need to go to a specialist. So I got to the specialist, and I was thinking, what is this? And I thought he got the answers. So I talked with him and I said, I got a fixation on my breathing and I can't stop thinking about my breathing. He also didn't understand what I was saying. And at that point, there was nobody. I couldn't find any video. I couldn't talk to any friends who understood me. The doctor didn't understand me. And then I went to a specialist and he didn't understand me. So I was really, really, really hopeless, anxious, panic. I couldn't work anymore. I couldn't enjoy anything. And this went on for years. Years and years and years. Because I couldn't get the right help I needed, or I couldn't find anyone who could help me, who recovered from this type of OCD. And I didn't even know I had OCD. So I knew I was anxious. So I got some CBT, I got EMDR, I went from specialist to specialist, from really really people with a good track record of helping people with severe anxiety disorders. But I tried everything. I went on retreats, I went to hypnotherapy, I went to speaking coaches, I went practically everywhere. And at a certain point, I really thought I couldn't recover. And without the right information, you can't recover. Because until recently, people didn't recover from OCD. But now you can. And I got recovered. And I want you to have hope. Because no matter how stuck you are with sensorimotor OCD, no matter how stuck you are with breathing OCD, blinking OCD, swallowing OCD, heartbeat OCD, saliva OCD, ringing of the ears, I got everything. But I got the ringing, I got the saliva, I got the swallowing. But the thing that latched on the most was the breathing part. I was so scared. I was so scared of it. And at a certain point, I thought, if I could stop noticing my breath, all my problems would go away. But nothing was farther from the truth. Because what happened is that I had a fixation on my breathing 24/7. When I was sleeping, I woke up every 3 hours, soaking in sweat for years. I had a fixation on my breathing for more than 3 years straight. Didn't stop at 1 second, maybe 1 minute, and then it was back. And I couldn't find any help. So I was hopeless. And I was living life, but I was really in a bad situation, a bad space. So at a certain point I thought, I really need to give it everything. I really need I can't live like this anymore. I really can't. So I did it. I did my everything. I learned everything, or not everything, but a lot about anxiety. I learned a lot about OCD, and I read a lot of articles, books, websites. I tried to reach out to people who got better from OCD in general, and try to search for people who have a good understanding about OCD in general and speak with them. So, and at a certain point I came across people who recovered from sensorimotor OCD, really recovered, and they gave me the right information that I needed to get better. And the thing that got me better and what can get you better is as follows. So, first, you need to download the OCD Clarity Action Plan. It's for free on my website. It's not the holy grail, but it will give you a direction you need to go into. And a lot of people I speak with in the last few months, they download it, and I ask a few questions. Did you did that? Did you did this? Or did you did that? And a lot of people read it and don't do anything. And that's a very, very big problem, because you won't get better. It's hard work. It's really hard work. And it's worth it, but it takes time, effort, and persistence. And this really is the honest story. So, when you downloaded it, you have you have a direction, the good direction you need to go into. So, and a very big part of getting better of sensorimotor OCD is to live life, the life you want to live, no matter how fucking bad you feel, no matter how intense the fixation on your breathing, saliva, blinking is. No matter, you need to let everything play out on its own. You need to let every anxiety feeling, every thought, every emotion, every feeling, every hyperawareness, let everything happen. So, as an example, and this is, I drove to Swiss to have there a meeting with other guys, and it's like a 1 day drive, but I stopped somewhere, slept in a hotel, and then the next day I got any further. So that you get an idea of how bad it was. So I got in the car, and the hyperawareness, or the fixation breathing, was there. And typically when I was in the car or just sitting somewhere, this hyperawareness went out of control. I couldn't stop thinking about my breathing, because you're on your own completely. So the whole drive to Swiss, I had a complete fixation on my breathing. Next to that, I had a lump in the throat feeling. So that's called, what's it called again? Globus hystericus. So because there's so much tension around this area, you get the feeling of a tight throat. So it's like this and a lump in throat. So I went to a doctor to get a check if everything was alright, but it was. So I went in the car to the retreat in Swiss, and it was anxiety 100% the whole drive and the whole time there. But it needed to be done. So I needed to have everything play out. And so that's a very big part. Everywhere you go. And when you want OCD gone the most, it will tend to come the hardest. So when I needed to go to a sales meeting or appointment for work, I was really anxious around that period or around other people. And then the fixation really escalated. And you really need to set it through. And at a certain point, I got OCD morphed within the same team. So when I became a little bit less scared of the feeling of inhalation and exhalation, so the breath, it directly moved to something else. And this is the nature of OCD. So I thought when I could stop noticing the breath, I would be cured. But that's not the story. So when I got less scared of the feeling of breathing, it directly got to another sensorimotor fear, or another fear itself. So then I became very scared of breathing too fast, very scared of breathing too slow, and then I became very scared of stopping with breathing, that I could have control over stopping, and that if I let lose the control of the breath, that I would stop breathing all on its own. So a big part is just living life on your terms, with the hyperawareness and all the anxiety and all the thoughts, feelings and urges present. Next to that, you really need to look into the fear. What is the thing I'm really scared of, and how can I become less scared of it? Next to that, it's very important to get a stoic mindset and learn more about that you have control about what your reaction is to a certain situation, and get an honest view about life. So the first part I did very good. Let everything happen. Let every anxiety, panic attack, wherever, whenever, just play out. Then, learning more about Stoicism, did a lot of CBT, so really became more rational, accepting, very big part. And also seeing other lives and other hardships that people endure, and get a really honest perspective about life, and seeing that the fixation on breathing, the fixation on saliva, the fixation on blinking, for instance, is very uncomfortable And I really don't want it. But seeing that it isn't the end of the world. And it really isn't. People endure a lot worse things. War, cancer, burned completely, can't see, can't hear, a combination of all these. And became to the... I really saw that people who had a far worse outlook on life or a far worse situation weren't scared of their thing or could still enjoy life because they weren't anxious. And a combination of these things, and really the accepting was a big part, but also just let everything happen and take the risk that it would happen. That's a very big part. So at a certain point, when you get scared of your feeling of stopping breathing, yeah, it's very strange to say, but you really need to have a mindset of, fuck it, then I will stop breathing, because I can't live like this anymore. I really can't live like this anymore. If I stop breathing, then I stop breathing and then I will die. It's better than doing only compulsions and reassurance and Googling. So also a very big part, obsessive compulsive disorder, you really need to stop doing compulsions. So reassurance, constantly checking in, trying to control the breath, you need to stop that. All of it, because if you don't stop doing compulsions, you will never recover. So all these components are necessary of getting better. But really, really have hope. You can get better. You can get completely better without any medication, without any yoga or mindfulness or meditations. You really can get better 100%. Only you need the right information. So if you struggle with this, please contact me. And if you need any help, I offer one-to-one coaching, and I help a lot of people and I see very good results. So please go to my website and download the OCD Clarity Action Plan. Please give this video a like, help me to grow this channel. And please follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I have a Facebook group. And if you have any questions, please contact me. And have a nice day.